weekend against the Chiefs. And as we all know, Brees has not played since week 10 because of a rib injury. He was activated off IR this week. He has been practicing, and now it is confirmed he will be starting against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So, Stephen A., I'm going to start with you here. Do you think that the Saints are making the right decision here?
You're damn right they're making the right decision. He's Drew Brees. What else is there to talk about? He's Drew Brees. You're damn right they're making the right decision. Make no mistake about it. I know he's over 40 years of age, Max. I know there's a lot of dust being collected on that birth certificate. I know all of those things, Max Kellerman, but I will tell you this in the end. Here's what it comes down to. You roll the dice. You take the chance. He's coming back. You can always reinsert Taysom Hill. He knows he's the backup to Drew Brees. You can always throw those packages in play because it's Sean Payton, his experience with Drew Brees, the number of years they've been working together. He knows what adjustments may need to be made and what have you. You throw Drew Brees in there. This is it for him. This is possibly his swan song. He's got an opportunity to go up against Patrick Mahomes. You can't deny Drew Brees that opportunity. Last time we saw him, he was complete 73% of his passes, 18 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions on the season, a quarterback rating of 110 for crying out loud. He's Drew freaking Brees. You throw him in there. Do I have some trepidation? Maybe a little bit, but damn it, that's what I'll go with, Max. Yeah, you play him.
This is a bold move by the Saints. It's a bold move because I know people think, well, the way you want to beat Mahomes is ball control. In fact, you have a better chance beating the Chiefs in a shootout than you have in any other kind of game. And you have a guy on the roster in Jameis Winston who can win shootouts. Even though he gave the other team 112 points last year when he was on the Bucs, that's why Tom Brady took over, right? That's an upgrade, just don't turn the ball over. And he threw those 30 interceptions. He did lead the league in yards and throw 33 touchdowns. So Jameis actually, in a strange way, gives you a chance to win that game. And Taysom Hill ain't bad. The fact that they're going with Drew Brees tells you a lot. You mentioned his swan song, Stephen A. The man is 40 years old, coming back from 11,000 fractured ribs and a lung and a... I mean, to insert him now tells you how big the Saints see this game. It's not just that he needs a little runway before the playoffs, because the Saints are legit Super Bowl threats this year. This may be the best overall team that Brees has been on since the Super Bowl team. Both sides of the ball. It's not just that. It's that when you look at the Saints and you look at the Packers, there's only one bye in each conference this season. Only one team gets a bye. And the Saints looked like it was going to be them, but the Packers are hot on their tail. And when you think about the Saints at home, it's one thing to say they play better at home in a dome, climate controlled. That's true. And they'd have a disadvantage on the road. Without fans, maybe that's not quite what it would normally be in most circumstances. But Stephen A., the frozen tundra in the winter. I mean, not only do the Saints want that bye, but the Saints don't want to have to go to Green Bay, don't want to have to go to Lambeau Field to get out of the NFC. This tells you how big a game this is for Drew Brees, Sean Payton, and the Saints. And this is a bold and gutsy move to start him now instead of giving him a little more time to rest up for the playoffs.
It's a bold and gutsy move, Max, but are you saying it's the right call or not?
It is the right call. If he can go, they got to play him. This is a huge game because of what I just mentioned.
Okay. All right. I understand.
Okay, well,
Max,
both
I'm
of you
proud
excited
you
to see.
You're agreeing with me in this particular situation. You're showing that your football knowledge is elevating, my brother. Way to go. Way to go. You start off the show, even though we normally disagree, you're siding with me. Smart move to start off this Friday. We could go on, Charlie.
All right. Well, we know Patrick Mahomes is excited. He already said earlier this week he was just a bit disappointed if Drew Brees wasn't going to play because, after all, guys, they're both Texas boys, if you didn't already know that. But let's talk about the game last night, Thursday Night Football. We had ourselves a game, Chargers, Raiders, and Derek Carr, he did leave the game with an injury. Marcus Mariota stepping in his place, doing a fantastic job, but it just wasn't enough to outduel Justin Herbert and company. So, Max, what is the biggest story?
Just in the last 2 minutes, Drew Brees will be the Saints' starting quarterback Sunday against the Kansas City Chiefs. Sources tell ESPN Saints believe he is fully healthy and doctors have cleared him to play. Again, this does not come as a huge surprise. Diana Rossini told us earlier that signs seem to be pointing towards it trending that way, but now it is official. And so, Diana, let me come to you again. Shefty just breaking this story moments ago. What more can you tell us?
I just got off the phone with a source in New Orleans, actually, while you guys were just having that conversation about this news. And I was told that Drew has had a really strong week at practice. It started on Monday afternoon with trainers. They didn't expect him to look as good as he did. But they said he's sharp, he's healthy. And we know with rib injuries, really basically with any major injury, it's not so much about the health on the field, it's the next day, dealing with that soreness. And while there is soreness there, and the source did make it very clear that Drew is not 100%, he's more in the 85-90% range, he's able to handle it. It's not something that's too overwhelming for Drew Brees. So collectively, we know this New Orleans Saints offense, they're better with Drew Brees here, and obviously really good news for them as we're going to see him return.
Let's remind everyone that the injuries were 11 broken ribs and a punctured lung. And Bart Scott, I can see the look on your face. You made this point earlier. You're worried about this. Tell everybody why.
Listen, because as a defender, that is a bullseye for me. I don't care. It's the cost of doing business. If this is a team that I may have to face in the Super Bowl, I'm going to make sure I do some damage. And I'm going to inflict as much damage as I can, especially early in the game, knowing that I have a great offense that can match them score for score. So he has a target on him. They're going to put some barbecue sauce on the ribs. And we're going to see if Drew Brees is about that smoke. 85% is not enough for me because I need him for the duration of the playoffs. I'm going to be targeting that. I'm going to fall on it. And if I get a fine, we'll have a pool for the FedEx. So I'll tell you what, Drew Brees better be ready because it doesn't care. If I have to take that extra step, we're going to take that extra step.
Look, I mean, the bottom line of it is it doesn't sound pretty to say it. But, RC, that is the reality of football, right? Those are serious injuries he's coming back from, and the defenders know that, and they'll go after it, right?
Hey, listen, I'm laughing because Bart is 100% correct. Unless the game has just changed that much since we were out. When you have a quarterback who's ailing or any player that's ailing, you want to be as physical as you possibly can be. And Drew Brees is going to be a guy who has a target on his back. They're going to understand that coming back from ribs is difficult. He'll obviously be exposed because he plays the quarterback position. And you watch Chris Jones and you watch this front get pressure on Tua Tagovailoa last week. They're going to try to do the same thing, get pressure in Drew's face and kind of make him get the ball out of his hands quickly to protect himself. And so I think all signs point to Kansas City bringing a lot of pressure this week and forcing Drew Brees to prove to us that those ribs are healed and he's not nervous or scared to be in that pocket.
Let me get my quarterback's perspective. Mark Sanchez, what do you think of this decision?
Yeah, I think it's dicey. These guys are both right. And knowing that as a quarterback, just like you said, your mentality shifts immediately. All right, how quickly can I get this ball out of my hands? How quickly can we get these blocking protections secured and get rid of this thing? Because like Bart said, like RC said, these guys are going to be falling on him, laying on him a little extra, rolling over a little extra, giving him a quick little jab. That's just the nature of the game.
Okay, let me take a very quick break on that thought. We will have much more. Again, the breaking news from Adam Schefter just moments ago. Drew Brees, after a 4-game absence, is coming back this weekend.
This defense is amazing. And guess what? Sean McVay's a genius again. Who knew? He knows you have to run the ball. Cam Akers has stepped up. Jared Goff is now playing better. This is the team you do not want to play in the playoffs. They have experience, a quarterback that can make plays when he needs to, and a defense that is getting after your keister. That's a team that you like. That's the team that I love. And at number 4, I'm going with the Rodney Dangerfields of football, the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, you got a quarterback, Buffalo. I get it. You guys are happy. You finally have a dude. You've been waiting since Jim Kelly. And Josh Allen is him. You might as well call him Himothy because he is flat out balling. This dude is in the top of the AFC quarterbacks. I think it's Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, and then Josh Allen. You know why? Because of Stephon Diggs. The dude that's on the cover of ESPN right now. He's flat out going crazy. He took over the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers early in the second half. And when he took it over, he was talking to them about taking it over. And there was nothing that you could do with him. You got a defense that's getting more opportunistic. A pick 6 last week. Another pick by Levi Wallace. And one of the best corners in the game, Trey White. This team is going to be tough to beat in the playoffs. At number 3, I'm going with that bad man Stephen A. always talks about, and that's Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers is going to win the MVP. They got an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. If they do that, Aaron Rodgers is in the top 3 of quarterbacks that's ever played to me. And I don't care what nobody says. When you look at what this dude is doing at this age, at this time, shouldn't we be talking about Aaron Rodgers kind of the way we talk about LeBron James? That he's one of the best we've ever seen, and along with being one of the best, he's now playing the best at a late age? Aaron Rodgers is on point. Aaron Jones is balling. Devontae Adams has stepped up and shown you that he's one of the best wide receivers to ever play this game. Not only playing right now, if they could just get enough defense, Greeny, just enough defense, they can win it. So the Cheeseheads need to play at home. It needs to be dang cold. Give Aaron Rodgers the ball. Try to stop somebody. And at number 2 is the New Orleans Saints. And I know there are going to be people all across the world, but they lost to Jalen Hurts. The Philadelphia Eagles beat them. I don't care. This freaking defense is phenomenal. They had to play a team. They didn't really know what they were going to get. And you had a quarterback on your team who was worse than the quarterback playing for the first time on the other team. When Drew Brees gets healthy, when this team is playing defense at the clip that we've seen it, and when Alvin Kamara gets back into it, I'm not sure why Sean Payton has gone away from that. This is one of the best teams in football. I feel like when this team stands across from the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend, they'll know that defensively we can play with Patrick Mahomes. We can play with Tyreek Hill. And I don't think many teams can say that, especially when they have a quarterback like Drew Brees who will not be scared of the moment against this team that's number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know, last week, guys, I messed it up. I said I was going to come on here and I was going to do smart things and I was going to move the Kansas City Chiefs down, even though I believe in Patrick Mahomes more than I believe in anybody in the world other than Justin Tucker. And I was wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong. But people couldn't tell me I was wrong because it was my god-darn rankings. But listen, you saw Patrick Mahomes last week. You know what we talked about all Monday? The awful game Patrick Mahomes had that moved Aaron Rodgers into the MVP lead. He threw for 393 yards, people. He had 2 tubs, people. They won the game. But that's how good he is, right? When he throws for 393 because somebody tips a pass and Byron Jones actually finally gets an interception, now we want to think he's not as great. She lies, you tell. Patrick Mahomes is the man. Kansas City is the team. And until somebody beats him, I guess that's just the way it's going to be.
There they are. Read them and weep. Ryan Clark's top 5. And again, number 1 plays number 2 this